Hi everyone, it's the English Daddy here, and welcome back to another part of Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. And I think this might be the last part, which makes me really sad, but also like I'm kind of ready for it because I think I've decided on Robert, to be completely honest with you guys. So in the last part, we went on a date with Joseph, and this is kind of like the roundup of it, I guess. It's been a long day, and yeah, I'm not quite ready to sleep. Usually when I feel this way, I mainline investigate TV until I pass out, but tonight I feel like it would just make me antsy. I decide to take a relaxing stroll. Oh, here we go. We're back at Jim and Kim's, my fave hangout place with all the alcoholics. After a bit of wandering, I find myself passing by Jim and Kim's. Being of legal age and sound judgment, I decide to stop in for a reasonably portioned alcoholic beverage. Typically, I try to limit my consumption of alcohol to set a positive example for Amanda, but I also feel a responsibility to play a role as social agent in our community, and a watering hole such as Jim and Kim's is the perfect place to do it. Also, I desperately need a beer. Oh, a beer would be so good right now. I might have a cider tonight. Might have a cheeky cider. Jim and Kim's is lively tonight. The patrons are milling about and even Neil seems to be having a good time. Coming here was a good idea. Wine Mom, who I still need to make in EnglishSimmer. You guys have been bugging me to make Wine Mom in my Sims 4 game, and I will, I promise you. EnglishSimmer of her coming very soon to the channel. As I reach to collect my beer, I see Mary at the end of the bar. She's not semi-ironically throwing herself all over anyone. In fact, she's alone. She looks so sad. A pang of guilt shoots through me. Does she know? Is this because of me? Am I a homewrecker? Say hi, keep watching. We're gonna say hi. I love Wine Mum Mary. I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. This seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me. You. Okay, this was maybe not the best idea. Hey. Having fun with your new best friend, Joseph? He's a great... I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you two. Mary, I never accuse you of anything uncouth, Victor. You're just having an innocent, very platonic time with my husband. A supportive friendship. You're a good friend, aren't you? Sure. Yep, just a friend. I'm there when he needs me, Mary. Ooh, that sounds like shade. I'm gonna say, yep, just a friend. Because I do not wanna, like, I don't want anything with Joseph, not gonna lie. That's funny. Joseph usually likes his friends to at least have a spine. We can't all be as blunt as you are, Mary. So you're an expert on my marriage now. It doesn't take an expert to see that you two are miserable. I'm not trying to be an expert on your marriage. I'm sorry. This one. Then what does it make you? We were miserable a long time before you started poking into our business, buddy boy. Don't come around here thinking you're some paragon of empathy just because you got involved where you weren't welcome. Mary takes a long sip of her drink. This was a mistake. You know, you're really not his type. I'm surprised. Hey. Mary pays her tab and strides right out of Jim and Kim's without looking back. Oh, shoot. We messed that up. Oh, maybe Robert won't like us now.
You've got dads.
I got dads. I'm so used to having dads now. I am not feeling a second date with Craig or Brian, quite honestly. And I'm fairly sure one of you guys said in the comments that I can only go on a third date with one man. Which is so mean when you have these whole hunk of hordes of dads staring right back at you. But my heart's leading me to Robert. I don't know how many people have gone for Robert. I've not seen anyone's like full Let's Plays of these. So I don't know like if he's like a popular choice. I'm guessing he is. A lot of you guys in the comments seem to love Robert. But I feel like Craig is probably the most popular. I don't know why. He just kind of gives me that vibe. I feel like Craig is definitely most popular by most people's standards. Brian gets like the bad love. And then the rest of them, I mean, Damien also has like a big following. Hugo, I'm really disappointed about. He was like my underdog. I was like, holy smokes, he is so attractive, but he's just far too smart for me. I'd rather go for the alcoholic who I don't have to impress. Which sounds exactly like me in Stardew Valley as well. I was like, maybe I'll go for Shane. He has no like inhibitions whatsoever about me, so he's probably the easy choice. But I didn't end up going for him in Stardew. So yeah, I think we're gonna go on a third date with Robert. I think you can only go on the third date with one person, which is scary, but we're gonna send him a message. You know what they say about third dates? They get pretty serious. Are you sure this is your dream daddy? I can't commit, or I'm sure. I'm sure. Oh, I've done it now. I've taken the plunge. I mean, we could always roll back a save, but this is it. This is it. I haven't spoken to Robert that night. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove to his thinking spot. He seemed unusually sober then. Like, more so than the usual amount of somber. Oh, somber, not sober. I mean sober too. Amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and I hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little bit reluctant to reach out to him. Victor. Hey Victor. Guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Guess. It's you. Also me, but mostly you. Yeah, dude. Right now? Why? Let's say yeah, dude. I type back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda! Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room. That's when you know you're getting old, when you can't recognize music. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda.
Ugh.
Dad, I am so happy for your continued development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit. Amanda language, what would Grandma think? I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck. We are gonna say, what would Grandma think? Well, I don't think she cares for the Smiths that much, but I figure if we started her off on Meat is Murder, she'd ease her way into it. No, honey, the language. Oh, she'd hate that. Just promise me you'll lighten up for a bit, for Grandma. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad shit. I love the Smiths. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realise that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. He's even cleaning himself up for me, guys. It's true love. It actually seems... What if I like dirty Robert? Hey? You know, that back to that first night, Robert, where we almost had a little hanky-panky. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey, you take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. To you, to us, to toast? Let's go... I don't know if he'll like the attention. If we say to you, let's go to us. Here's to us, and all the property damage and pretty larceny that we may commit tonight. We clink whiskies and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So what's the plan for tonight? Hit up some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down that old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun if it's abandoned. Mary pops over the back of the booth, a wine glass in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly. You're replacing me with the new kid? Yeah, I've not only got my claws on your husband, I got them on your best friend too. Take that. Psych! Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? He does. He looks handsome. He'd never convince the jury. Let's go for that one. He would have had to shave first. Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he'll ever know. But it's all he's ever known, especially since Marg's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone. Oh, come on. Victor, don't be an arsehole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke around is his Pappy. Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs. Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes... I thought he meant... Does he mean his dog or does he mean his actual dad? I think he means his actual dad. I thought he meant the dog. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights. I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco? They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys. Wait, aren't rabbits the one who screw a lot? Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot. Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up out of the booth. Me and Victor are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with? Mary casts one glance at the sad sap she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. Great. Love a good third wheel. On our last date, we get a freaking third wheel. We exit the bar and find a typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of the town all the time. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know, all of the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him. Come on. We can't just crash it, can we? Don't be such a square, Victor. Just act like you belong. Robert slides up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall and step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Hey, it was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day. It was actually 1692. What? And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road. I'm sorry, who are you? Daniel Musturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr. 80s reference, 90s reference, contemporary reference. Let's go, 80s. Dr. Loomis, paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new books. You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunted, Extreme Edition. A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. He's just like a chronic liar. Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you at the first stop. We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way. They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know. As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by haunting since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour.
I...
Man, I didn't know that about Matt. I think he's lying. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intensely to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered. Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. Sturgis. Let's just move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location. I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time. I didn't even see the shirt. He's not even got a ghost shirt on. He's got his regular shirt on. Our group arrives at an old decrepit colonial-style house. Isn't this, Damien's? A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tourmaster Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian? I don't know. Tourmaster Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Berkeley. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
Sadmaster Quill.
No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is a popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was a murder-suicide.
Hey!
I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle a real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would much rather hear this world-renowned ghost historian has to say. Right, everybody? The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell the story? Oh, God. Let's go on riff something highbrow, go with something I know, or rely on an, let's go for this one. Ah, yes. Though it's rarely covered in traditional textbooks, Dorothy Pembridge was caught in a fierce rivalry with fellow local author Arthur Livingston Price. Arthur's books were blatant rip-offs of Pembridge works and consistently sold better. Pembridge was enraged by this and confronted Livingston Price at his home with plans to end his life. Their bitter feud surprisingly blossomed into a torrid, passionate affair. After many months of secret courtship, Pembridge followed through with her original plan and poisoned Livingston Price in his sleep. Overcome with unexpected grief, Pembridge polished off the last of the poison and died by her lover's side. Reports say that the couple who enter this house will no doubt doom their relationship to a bitter end. Man, I should bring my wife here. The entire tour group laughs heartily. I'm kidding, my wife is dead. The crowd gasps. She was killed by a ghost. The crowd gasps again. I'm just messing with you guys. A nervous chuckle ripples through the crowd. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. What an interesting story.
Come on.
Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves. His voice is really hard for me to do. Alright, I'm bored. Oh yes, the third wheel's leaving. See ya, biatch. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons. if that's what you're looking for. Don't write checks your dick can't cash, kid. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Ah, I think she's accepted us. How cute. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street.
Hey.
Take it, sleazy fellas. God help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop, this burial ground is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's the wailing ghost of the Wharfman, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to this cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met?
That's the good stuff.
No. The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine, fine. Tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a Bible salesman, traveling grifter, carnival barker. What? Let's go for Bible salesman. Traveling around the state, not only spreading the good word, but becoming closer to the man upstairs myself. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay, quite by accident, but little did I know this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter, who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait, yes? Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. Who's that? I don't know who that is, guys. I think that's an American reference that I don't know. No clue. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Missed you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of this cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman. Wailing ghost of the Wharfman. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask. But the Dover ghost? Man. Tell him, Loomis. So, there I was, just walking back to my hotel room after a long day of selling Bibles, working a couple short cons, selling Bibles, which obviously you do as a Bible salesman, who then turned very gay, apparently, which is quite ironic. Working a couple short cons or running the dunk tank, selling Bibles. Saving souls and selling Bibles. Also, saving a couple Bibles, but never selling any souls, except my own. But that's another story. I lean over to Tourmaster Quinn. Weren't it back in a fiddle competition? I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word.
Really?
Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening. Some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Someone, something, grabbing my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, line and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I wasn't gonna die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. That's me after not enough sleep. That's me literally today. A lanky little thing with bloodshot eyes. A little gremlin just like, hey. What did I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for, shoot, what was his fake name again? Was it David I think it was David. I don't know. David. Daniel. Oh, shoot. I know it was David. Oh, God. I genuinely couldn't remember that. Daniel. Right. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug of war with the unholiest of forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept with me fell out of my shirt pocket. And to this day, I can remember what passage it opened up to. Oh my God, I don't know Bible passages. What the heck? Let's go for Revelations. Blessed is he that readeth, and that they hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood. That damn creature clawed into my chest. Got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia into the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room, but I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that, and neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend, and we've been brothers ever since. The tour group gives us a round of applause as Daniel, Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. Thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural Ice Road Truck. No. I Saw a Demon, the shock and true story of seeing a demon. The bro's guide to the hottest ghost. Wait, did he say he liked that? Let's go for that one. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. Alright, even I can see the holes in that story. Please leave. Way to go, Victor. Robert sulks away from the tour group and I follow him at a respectable distance. All because I didn't remember his damn name. That's so annoying. I just ruined it for us. I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't pay attention. I was staring at your pecs, okay? We almost had him.
I don't know.
Almost. I think you might have overdone it in some portions of the story.
Hey.
That wasn't my fault. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Well, see you later. Was that a dud date? I'm actually heartbroken. He just walked away from me. I just ruined the last date I could ever have with Robert. Robert hastily walks up the steps to his home after giving me a courtesy nod. He disappears into his house without looking back. That is so sad. I've ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. Oh, God. That's so cringy. C is for cringe. Does that mean we're going to be alone forever? Does that mean he's not my dream daddy? Whew. I think I have finally everything set up. Amanda should be here any minute now. I think that's her car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. Be cool, Victor. Be cool. Amanda walks through the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. What? No! You asked too many questions. Sorry, sweetie. It's the feds. That life of crime is finally catching up to you. I tried to send them in a different direction, but even I'm no match for the power and the funding of the US government. Well, if they think they're gonna take me alive, they got another thing coming. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. I lead Amanda over to the kitchen table where a present lies covered under a tablecloth. It's nothing special, but I wanted to get a little something for you. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but, oh, Dad, you... I dramatically whip the cloth off the table. Amanda's jaw drops. No way! I figure you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of long-haul paranormal ice road ghost truckers. This is all 19 seasons! And bonus material, including commentary with actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this. Thank you. She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit? Toss the old pigskin or something? Totally. I follow Amanda to the back door. This is depressing. I don't even have a daddy. Why? Huh? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal about all your accomplishments. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come and support you. Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is. Fully customizable, down to the type of mac. And there's an ice cream cake. The good kind with the crunchies in the middle. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. This is actually depressing. Like, I don't have a daddy. None of them were my dream daddy. Because I screwed it up on the last frickin' date. Surely 2 S's equate out a C. Surely. That's like average A at the least. Victor, my dude. Pablo, how's the shirt business going? My bud, I got men's shirts, I got women's shirts, I got tank tops in a variety of sizes, shapes and colours. Each one of them is fine of quality. Screen printed with the logo and visage of well-renowned witch house outfit. Vacant fail. Purchasable at most respectable retailers, but more specifically, out of the trunk of my car. I'm also selling my mum's world-famous homemade apple butter. Never stop hustling, Pablo. Baby, you got it. I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. Listen, kid, you're gonna need some real-life skills out here if you're ever gonna make it out on the streets. I'm going to college.
Hey.
Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink, right? And I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're of legal age. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, it'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it? Hypothetically.
Hey.
And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. What's going on here? Girl talk. Mary turns back to Amanda. Now let me tell you about how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing to know, you get straight A's if they die during the semester. Mary, relax, it's a myth.
Hey.
Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. Victor! Brian, you made it! I don't pass up on a good mac. What do you think of the party? It's not bad. Just not bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for the lovely compliment. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See? See how that feels? This is a really great party. Thanks so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brian and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Hey, bro. Bro! This is a real rager. Taking our older age into consideration. I'm trying to be in bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Don't let me get too wild. Don't worry, dude. I'll keep an eye on your fruit punch intake. You know, I'm really glad we're bros again. Let's hit the gym sometime soon, huh? Sure thing, dude. Briar and Hazel peek out behind Craig. Hi, little ones. Hello. Hiya. Thank you for all the ice cream cake.
Oh.
Wait, girls, how much of that did you eat? Briar ate 4 pieces. Ask any witness. No, I didn't. Hazel ate 4 pieces and wants to pin it on me because we look alike. I have your face. Nobody will ever believe you. Oh boy. I'll let you guys figure this one out. Good seeing you, Craig. Let's hang soon, yeah?
Oh.
Totally. Tell Amanda congrats for us. Looks like you've settled into this neighborhood quite nicely. Yep, couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, we'll see you at more church events. We've got a big schedule planned for the rest of the year, and I'm sure the kids would love to see your dance moves again. Sure thing, Joseph. And maybe if you aren't doing anything later, we could hang out sometime. Sure, Joseph. That'd be great. Well, see you later. Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese. The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work, Victor. Thanks, Hugo. I learned it from the best. I've got a pocket full of gift cards that say you already knew a thing or two. Let's get together for a trivia night again sometime soon, huh? You know it. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for finals. Me too. That scholarship money will really help. Amanda walks by and pretends to not see Hugo. Amanda, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey! Congratulations on graduating. I know you're gonna do great things in art school. Yeah, thanks. Amanda starts to back away. Wait, I just realized that you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me. You're right. Go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm gonna break anything I want and there's nothing you can do about it. Are you still mad about that time I gave you a detention for breaking my globe? Nope.
Oh.
And I'll have you know that the globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place, so she'll fit into college just fine.
They do.
Hey man, Matt, let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I'll have a fresh batch of right said banana bread ready for her. Thank you. I know she'll love that. Have you gotten that oregano smell out of your upholstery yet? Still working on it. What a splendid party. My deepest thanks for extending an invitation to my son and I. This icebox cake is divine. Yeah, thanks, dude. Good cake. I stare at Lucian. He knows. I know. But I am a man of my word. The story of his oregano betrayal will go unsung. Thanks for coming by. Oh god. This is just depressing. He's come to rub it in my face that we gotta see. This is actually gonna make me cry. I wish I had my face cam, but I also look like a big toe right now, so I'm kind of glad I don't. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat next to Robert. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Hey. Hey. I haven't heard from you in a bit. How have you been? Oh, I'm great. Never better. So, did you talk to Val? Robert sighs and readjusts himself. You know, Victor, I don't speak to my own dad that often. Had a falling out with him years ago. Don't even remember what it was about. All I know is that with me and him, we just don't see eye to eye. I mind my business, he minds his. I get a Christmas card from him every other year, and I check in with him if a tropical storm ever hits his villa. What I'm trying to say is that I turned out fine. Robert, you didn't talk to her? It's like you said, life is full of pain. He places a hand on my thigh.
Oh.
This is all that matters. I instinctively pull back. A wave of guilt rushes over me. Robert, no, it's not that simple. I can't believe you didn't even try. You owed that to her. How do you think she feels, knowing that her own father didn't even think she was worth having a relationship with? You don't know me. Yes, I do. You're a bad person. And you fell for me. So what does that make you? Oh God, this is awful. This can't be how it ends every time with Victor. No, with Robert, not Victor. Robert gets up. You know, it's funny how you were so willing to look past this when it meant we could get laid. He walks away, leaving me alone on the bench, alone with my thoughts. Amanda and I wave bye to the partygoers as they leave. We sit together and watch the sun slowly dip below the horizon. I'm glad you made some friends. Yeah. I know that's maybe not what you were looking for, but these people care about you. I love you, Dad. We'll always have each other. See, the real relationship that we needed all along was between Victor and his daughter. But still also sad that the big hunk of meat, Robert, didn't like me. You're right. It's gonna be hard at first, but this is the next chapter in our story, and I would be nervous about it, but I know that you're always gonna be looking out for me the same way I'll always be looking out for you. Team by the way? Team by the way. I'm so sad. So that was it. That was Dream Daddy. What the heck? I wonder if, like, that was everybody's ending with him. Or whether the endings do change depending on what dates you have. Like, maybe if we got an A on that last date or an S, then it would have ended, like, with them in a relationship. I'm not even gonna, like, lie and say that I'm fine about it. I'm a little bit salty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw it out there. A little bit salty that Robert turned out to be an arsehole because I really liked him. And I feel like we probably could have gone on better with someone if we'd gone for someone else. But hey, that's fine. I'll accept it. My heart won't be broken forever. Plus we still had Amanda at the end of the day. And she got into the college that she wanted to get into and stuff like that. So I am gonna big thanks to Game Grumps and everybody who worked on this game, everyone who you guys just saw. I really enjoyed this game. It was a lot more reading than I expected it to be, but I did really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope you aren't too disappointed with the ending. I mean, I'm slightly disappointed, so I'm only assuming you guys are as well. But thank you all so much for watching throughout this series. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. And if you want to see any more alternative games to The Sims, let me know down in the comments because I'm going to be looking for games to be playing next. So leave them down in the comments and I will chat back to you down there. Bye guys!